Hi, I'm Terry Pitts, and this is Author's Journey number 2, my vlog. A few things have changed with my setup this week. Most notably, I'm not wearing shorts. Laura, my 30-year-old daughter, thought dear old dad was showing too much knee, so this is for you, honey. I have my pants on. It's been 2 weeks and finally I'm back on track. I suppose it's never happened to you, but life has gotten in the way. I'm sure you've heard it said that if you want to give God a laugh, tell him you have a plan. I think God's been laughing for a week now. Anyway, I'm back on track, and I hope to keep the weekly schedule going. At least one part of my plan doesn't rely on me. My novel, Faith Train, is at my editor Audrey's for its final edit, which is exciting. Hopefully next week I can report a little more progress. This week's quote is by Lee Child, and he writes, "It's kind of a Zen question. If you write a book and no one reads it, is it really a book?" This episode, as you might guess by the quote, is on marketing. Whether you write or are trying to sell your revolutionary self-cleaning socks, these principles will apply to you, so stay with me. You might just find a useful trick or two to use in your own journey. In many respects, writers are no different than car makers or even restaurants. We have a product, which in our case is to entertain, inspire, and inform. And we want people to be entertained, inspired, and informed. That's the point of most writing, to speak to our readers. Why sweat blood over your masterpiece and then quit before the real fun starts? That is seeing people respond to your work. One note of caution, don't quit your day job, because if you expect to become wealthy from your writing, you may as well buy a lottery ticket. Can you earn a living? Yes. Can you affect people's lives? Yes. Can you get rich? Not likely. Much like the music business was and still is being transformed by iPods and downloaded music, the publishing business is in the grip of a storm of change, and it's exciting. A few years ago, an author would write a good book, hopefully, find an agent, maybe. That agent would find you a royalty publisher, sometimes, who would print, promote, a little, and distribute your book. All this after giving you a whopping advance. Not. Also simple. Also inaccessible. Even some of the greatest classics were at first rejected by publishers. It was, and still is, hard getting past the gatekeepers and being published. Today, there's a mind-blowing array of options for someone interested in writing and being published, including traditional royalty publishing. Even there, though, the game is different, with the author now expected to have a platform. That is, how well known you are and your ability to reach potential readers. Next week, I'll talk to you about developing a platform. With a traditional publisher, you will also be expected to help in the promotion of your book. The bottom line is whether you choose to self-publish or go the traditional route, you better know something about marketing and be willing to dive in if you want your book to reach readers. The old saying, invent a better mousetrap and the world will beat a path to your door, is simply not true. Unless the right people get to know about your product, you'll have a garage full of mousetraps and a heap of disappointment. Several years ago, I took a great 2-day ad copywriting course, and although the way ads are delivered is different today, the same marketing principles apply. Marketing can be summed up by answering one question for your customer. What's in it for me? This may sound mercenary, but if your writing is of value, you are doing your potential reader a disservice by not letting them know what a blessing your book or article will be. I'm serious about that. Today, I have 3 steps for you to begin your successful marketing campaign. By the way, check my blog at www.authorsjourney.net for these steps and a guide for you to follow. So what do you do before you can even begin to answer the what's in it for me question? The first step, number 1, figure out who your market is. Yeah, I know I have the gift of the obvious, but you'd be surprised how few people or authors have this in their pocket. Why would we waste time trying to reach people with a message that they don't care about? That would be like me promoting my vlog to a motorcycle gang. Not too likely they'd subscribe to my channel on YouTube. So how do you define your market? For many of you, this will be easy. If you have a cookbook or a home projects book or a romance novel set in high school, you know who will be interested in your book. Some of your work may be less defined and take more thought and through research, but you can figure out an age group, an interest group, a geographic location, or any other defining category or niche for your potential reader. Take a piece of paper and write the heading, "Who is my reader?" across the top, and now list all the groups you can think of that would be interested in what you do. Once you're done, put a check mark beside the most likely half, and they will be your first focus. Number 2, the second step. How do I reach them? You've got some people, you've got a list of people, how do you get there? Here is where your creativity comes in, and please make this the fun it should be. Imagine the joy you give your reader as she or he falls in love with your characters, or the raves your reader will get next Thanksgiving when they use your ginger sweet potato recipe. There are some great resources for how to reach your audience, which I have listed in my blog. However, the best way is to think like your reader. Put yourself in their place and brainstorm ideas with a trusted friend. Remember, at this point, nothing is too silly or too expensive, so get it all down on paper. Where does your reader hang out? Would he or she find you on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, and how? Do they read specific magazines, listen to specific radio stations or TV programs? Do they belong to an organization? Let your imagination roll and just keep writing. Number 3 is get realistic and then get to work. Some of you may have a few dollars to work with in your marketing campaign. Some may have very little. No matter. Set aside, from the previous step, set aside any of the ideas that you can't afford. However, don't count them out. Maybe you can't afford TV and radio ads, but you have a great idea for a safe and responsible publicity stunt. Again, be creative. When you have your list pared down, pick just 2 or 3 that you can afford and that you think will work best for the target market you chose in step 1. Maybe you'll need to learn how to create your own website. It's pretty easy these days. Maybe a friend can help you, or you'll need a friend to help you make a book trailer. Maybe it's bugging your local radio station to interview you. Maybe it's doing a presentation to your church or horticultural society. Maybe even doing a vlog called Author's Journey like this. When you have your list complete, get to work. Every day, put aside a block of time. Try an hour at first to focus specifically on your marketing plan. If something doesn't work, use it to learn from and try again. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. This week, use the headings on Author's Journey and lay out a plan for yourself and make it fun. Once you've got your plan laid out and you've kind of thought things over, if you have any helpful comments or questions, please post them on the blog so we can have a dialogue back and forth. I'd love to hear from you. Next week, I'll talk about how to develop a platform to supercharge your plan and to make it work for you. So until then, may the road rise to meet you. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall soft upon your fields. And may the wind blow up your arse. Until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. Bye for now.